So this video is about ratios, proportions, and tables. So when we solve for ratios and proportions in word problems and maybe some tables, the three strategies that we're going to focus on in this video are using unit rate strategy. This is when students identify the unit rate and then use it to solve the problem. The build up or build down strategy. This is when students use the ratio to build up or down to the unknown quantity. And then there's the factor of change strategy. This is when students use a times as many strategy. They identify what the connection is between the two parts of a ratio and then apply that to unknown parts of other ratios that are equivalent. So let's look at this laundry detergent comparison. We have a box of brand A laundry detergent, and it washes 20 loads of laundry and costs $6. And then we have a box of brand B laundry, and the detergent washes 15 loads of laundry and costs $5. Well, we can't. It says which is the better deal. Well, we can't make the comparison because the loads wash isn't the same and the costs aren't the same. So we can't say which is the better brand. So how can we deal with this? We can deal with this using unit rates for comparison. Unit rates allow us to see different situations on the same level as when we compare the two brands of laundry detergent. So we can find the cost of $1 and then how many loads it can wash for each brand, or we can find how much one load would cost for each one. And we would do that by just taking whatever thing we wanted to find one of and dividing it by that number or multiplying it by that number. So, or making it 1. So for example, if I want 6 to become 1, I would divide by 6. So then I would divide 20 by 6 and I would get 333. I want 5 to become 1. I divide that by 5. I get 1. I divide the 15 by 5 and I get 3. And we can see that you get more detergent out of $1 than you would out of the brand B. Or we could make the load washes 1. To get that, I would take the 20 and divide it by 20 to get 1. Apply that to the 6. 6 divided by 20 would be 30 cents. And then to get the 15 to become 1, I would divide by 15. Do the same to the 5, and I would get 33 cents. And again, one load would only cost you 30 cents versus 3 cents more for brand B. Okay? Using the unit rate strategy. If Paul takes 2 hours to bike 8 miles, how far will he go to bike 7 hours? How far will he go in to bike 7 hours? So we want to know 7 hours. Well, 2 doesn't connect to 7, so it's hard to make that connection. So what we might do instead is find the unit rate. And I found the unit rate of 1.4. I did that by taking the number of hours and making it 1 by dividing the 2 by 1, the 2 by 2, and then dividing the 8 to get the 4. And then once I have that, I can multiply the 1 to whatever number I want it to be. So in this case, I want it to be 7. And whatever I did to the 1, I would apply it to the other side, and that would give me 28. So it would take 28, he would go 28 miles in 7 hours. Okay, now it's your turn. 3 sweaters cost $8. What is the cost of 7 sweaters? And what we find is that 1 sweater would cost $6. So 7 sweaters would cost $42. Okay, then we can use the build up or down strategy. So here's our example. The volleyball team has a 3-to-2 ratio of girls to boys. If there are 12 boys on the team, how many girls are on the team? So we first want to write the original ratio as a fraction on a ratio table. So we'd set up like that. Then we want to label the terms. So this is girls is on top, boys on the bottom. Write an equivalent ratio with 12 boys and an unknown amount for the girls, and use a variable for the unknown number of girls. So in this case, we'd use G, and then we solve. So what is the connection? How do I get 2 to become 12? How do I build up 2 boys into 12 boys? Well, I would multiply by 6 and just apply that same thing here to the girls. Multiply 3 by 6, and you get 18. Another example. Sue made 7 out of every 10 free throws. during the last 6 games of the basketball season. If she made 21 free throws, how many did she attempt? So we would build our table, and we would have 7 made out of 10 attempts. And we know that she made 21. So we need the connection between 7 and 21 so we can build up. And that would be times 3. So whatever we did to the top, we do it to the bottom. We'd multiply the 10 by 3. So the attempts would be 30. Okay, here's your turn. The ratio of Katie's stickers to Jenna's stickers is 7-4. Katie has 21 stickers. How many stickers does Jenna have? The answer would be 12. I know that the connection between 7 to 21 is I can build up to from 7 to 21 by multiplying by 3. And therefore, I multiply the 4 by 3, and I would get 12 stickers. Okay, and then finally, using a factor of change strategy. Several groups of friends are going to take a shuttle bus to the park. The table shows how much the different groups will pay in all. Predict how much a group of 15 friends will pay. So we don't have anything on here about that connects to the 15. So we can't, and we don't have a unit rate. So we could use any of the strategies, but there is this new strategy of the factor of change. So first is what we do is we use the amount paid by the group of 6. We could have used any group, but we'll just use the 6. And what we found is we divide the bus fare by the number in each group to find the amount paid per person. So for example, the connection between 6 and 12, the factor of change, is 2. So that means each person would pay $2. So then we can use that and just apply it to the other one. So 12 times 2 is 24. 18 times 2 is 36. So if we know we have 15 people, then it would cost $30 by just finding that factor of change. Here's another one. Several groups of friends are purchasing tickets to an amusement park. The table shows how much the different groups will pay in all. Predict how much a group of 7 friends will pay. So we're doing that same thing. We have to find some connection that exists. We don't have a unit rate. There is no 7 in the group or any number that would connect to 7. So we're going to find the factor of change from the number of groups to tickets. So if we look at it, in this case, we'll try it with the group of 8. We divide the ticket price by the number of people in each group to find the amount paid per person. So we would do 40 divided by 8, which is 5. So we know the connection between the number in the group and the ticket price is times 5, or in that case, the unit rate is 5. So then apply it to the number of people, which is 7, and we find a group of 7 friends will pay $35 for amusement park tickets. Okay, now you try. Fred is saving for a new sound system. The table shows some amounts he could save in different numbers of weeks. Predict the amount of his savings after 10 weeks. Okay, solve this. And we would find it's $125. I would see the connection, which is 12 and a half. 12 and a half to go from here to here. Multiply 8 by 12 and a half, you get 100. Multiply 12 by 12 and a half, you get 150. Multiply 10 by 12 and a half, you get $125.